So today's topic mostly lies on our chapter 4. We are continue reading Karma Yoga. Okay. The biggest point it says is, can knowledge or gyan truly destroy your karma? What do you think? Can your knowledge, this Gita Gyan, can truly destroy karma? Can years of bad karma really disappear? Is there something more powerful than rituals, charity, or even meditation? Bhagwan Krishna surprisingly answered this today, and we are going to read this. He says true knowledge, which is the Brahm Gyan, Atma Gyan, that can kill everything. Everything can be destroyed from the truth. The truth itself, which is once you know who you are, you can be out of everything. And that's it. There's nothing else required. True knowledge is like a blazing fire. It burns all the bondages. All the bondages you have are burnt. And with karma itself. But the thing is, if knowledge is so powerful, why doesn't everyone become free? If it's so powerful, then why people don't get free? The answer lies in one hidden obstacle, which is doubt, lack of faith, lack of surrender, lack of Shraddha. There are many names to this. Let's understand what Bhagwan Krishna is saying today, and we will read through that. And we say in our first 37th shlok, because we have covered till 36, so we are reading 37. Just as a blazing fire reduces firewood to ashes, just as a blazing fire reduces firewood to ashes, O Arjun, in the same way, the fire of knowledge burns all actions and their binding effects to ashes. The same way, how the Agni is so pure, whatever it touches, it purifies it. This is Gyan Agni, fire of knowledge. Whoever it touches, it purifies it. Whoever comes close to it gets purified. Even a little bit. Like right now, you're only coming for 1 hour, 30 minutes, or maybe 40 minutes. You're listening this online, so only for a few minutes you're listening. Even that is purifying. It's that powerful. You don't even see it happening. You don't even see doing its magic. Imagine someone in the Gyan Agni 24 hours, how pure he or she would be. Where Bhagwan Krishna used to walk, everything used to smell like Ashtagandha. Beautiful. It's a beautiful. The name Krishna means attraction. The name itself means attraction. It's being attracted. You are being attracted towards it. The whole purpose is that you are attracted towards God, an enlightened being, rather than this world, this realm that we all live in. So blazing fire reduces firewood to ashes. Similarly, Arjun, the Gyan fire, fire of knowledge, purifies, removes, and cleans all your karma. Now, since born, let's forget about past birth. Before that, who knows it's true or not, right? Who has to prove this, that you have a past birth, past life? Forget about this. In this life itself, you are constantly making mistakes. Knowingly, unknowingly, things are happening from you. Because as long as you identify yourself as this body, as long as you have desires, you want something and you won't get it, that means you will get upset. You get upset, so you will get angry. That means you are creating waves. As long as waves are being created inside of you, there will be equal and opposite reaction. Correct? Let's talk law of physics. Whatever you give comes back. So as long as you have waves inside of you, whatever you're giving will come back, and it will keep happening, which means that you are constantly making good or bad karmas. Both cause bondages. Good karmas created will make you come back in this earth, and you will have to get the good karmas. Bad karmas, obviously, you will have to come and suffer them. Either of the cases, you will have to come back, or you will have equal and opposite reaction. Maybe interest rate higher sometimes. So, with knowledge, the power of knowledge is, once you know this is not real, once you know this is not real, you simply don't want anything. If you don't want, you don't have desires. No desires, no waves. No waves, no expectations. No expectations, nothing goes out. Simple, isn't it? Now, point being, people say, I'm aware, yet waves come. Because you are in the beginning phase of awareness. You are practicing awareness. You are not aware. You are practicing awareness. So when you're practicing awareness, that means you are still trying to remember who you are. You have not 100% remembered. It's a very classic example in spirituality. You enter a dark room, you walk in front, and then you see a snake, and you start getting upset. You start getting angry, scared, full of fear, because you see a snake in front of you. The moment the light is on, you see it's a rope, not a snake. Fear disappears. There's no more fear. There's no issue anymore. You can walk on the rope easily. This is a classic example in spirituality. It says that once the light is on, everything will be immediately out. Right now, you are trying to switch on the light. That's it. That's why things are going slow, or you feel they're going slow, but everything is going perfect. This is what I want you to understand. The next shlok, Bhagwan Krishna says, indeed, there is nothing in this world as purifying as the knowledge. He's again asserting on what he said. So he said in the beginning that fire of knowledge burns all action and their bondages. So karma and their bandhan, the bondages of the karma, it completely burns it. Then Bhagwan Krishna says, indeed, there is nothing in this world as purifying as the Gyan. One who has become perfected through yoga gradually discovers this knowledge within oneself in due course of time. Due course of time. Okay? One who has become perfected through yoga. Yoga means connection with oneself. Yoga means realizing who you are. Yoga means continuous connection, not even a single break. Like how oil being poured in a glass, you see there is no gap. Continuously it's going. It's like dhara. That's why Radha opposite is dhara in Hindi. It's like dhara. She's continuously flowing in Bhagwan Krishna. There is no gap. When that yoga happens, then Arjun, when you perfect this, then gradually he discovers this knowledge with oneself. It's not said you have to read and it will come inside of you. Please understand. It will gradually come from within you. Then no one has to teach you Bhagavad Gita. It will flow through you. You will become the Gita. You will be the Gita. You will be the Gyan. You will be Ashtavakra. You will be Ramayana. You will be all the Ved and Shastra. You will be the mouth through which God speaks. You will be the vessel. You will be the flute. And Krishna will be playing. You will be the flute. Right now, flute has its own identity. Right now, you're the flute which is filled with lot of junk. And when junk is there, you cannot play it. It needs to be empty. If you see flute, it's empty on the inside. There's nothing in. Inside there's nothing. It doesn't want anything. It doesn't want to be played. It doesn't want to be do anything. Then God plays it. This is Bhagwan Krishna also tells to Arjun. Arjun, when the person realizes that he is nothing, he is not the doer, only then he is being used to do some great things. So we need to realize we are not the doer. You are nobody. You are simply this body existing in this materialistic world. And as long as you're here, surrender to the universe. Please, God, use me however you like. However you like. I am at your service. As long as my body is here, use it as you like. This is what and how Bhagwan Krishna lived practically in this world. Surrendered to the unified consciousness. So gradually, when perfected through yoga, constant connection, gradually discovers this Gyan within oneself in due course of time. Because you may have realized the truth, who a part of you may have realized truth, but the other part is still there until dissolved, which takes time. Until dissolved, you won't see the true Gyan, and that will come from within you. Nobody has to tell you Gita. Nobody read this to me that I am reading it to you. Nobody told me one word by word that this is Bhagavad Gita. You just do as asked. That's it. And it works. A person who has faith is devoted to the pursuit of truth and has mastery over the senses attains knowledge. Having gained that knowledge, such a person soon reaches supreme peace. So person who has faith, that's first condition, that you need to have faith. We come with doubt. If knowledge is so purifying, then why some people only get enlightened? Some people only realize the self is because you need a toot Shraddha. Please listen, my dear friends. You need a toot, means unbreakable faith. Unbreakable. There will people come and try to break it. People, family members, relatives, husband, wife, your near dears, then other sadhaks, maybe the Guru himself will try to prove and break your faith. But it requires unbreakable faith to reach this state. No matter what, I will not look back. Because currently in the front, there may be a path of fire or stones But is actually behind me is actual fire, because I have come out from sansar. There is no going back now. The one who realized this, that if either I can just, no matter what happens, be there be rose petals, be there be stones, you have to walk on burning coal, I don't know. Whatever comes, I will take care of it. I will do it, because going back is not the option. Once you have that, that leads to unbreakable faith. Only then one can truly surrender, because this world will bring doubts to you. This world created by mind's job is to confuse, is to give you multiple directions. भटकाना, मन का स्वभाव है भटकाना. Its job is to confuse you. If you have unbreakable faith, no one can confuse you. Even if you're being confused, you have the goal. Some days will be good, some days will be bad, but the goal is there. You will reach. So, a person who has faith and is devoted to the pursuit of truth, devoted, you cannot go back. 99% people, they think, oh, I want to know the truth. Then they come, they experience, and then they run away, because it's not easy. Have you seen Lakshay, the movie Lakshay? I don't know if you all have seen it. It's a very good movie. The Hrithik Roshan, he wants to, as a friend, told him like, oh, let's join army and all these things. So he joins the army, and then within 2 days he comes back. He runs away from the army quarters because he's like, oh, it's not my deal. I was being stupid. Why I went there? Okay. Then when he got insulted, his ego got hurt. His father said like, I told you he would come back in 2 days. So his ego got hurt. Then he got into passion. Then when he's like, now I will show my father that I can do it. That's unbreakable. Now nothing could break him, because goal is there. Lakshay. The goal is in front. Similarly, like this, goal should be in front. Things will come, situations will come, your karmas will come. People will come to put you down. They will try to hurt you. Not on purpose, but this is how the universe is designed. You hurt them sometimes, so now they are hurting you. There's no purpose to it. It's just a ripple effect. You must have been very egoistic some time back. You would be hurting others. Now they are doing the same thing to you. So, lot of things will happen. People will say so many things. Oh, so young, why do you want to go to God's path? So, why you want to do this? Why do you want to know the truth? Etc. etc. People will say a million things. Your own mind will cheat you, show you desires, attractions. But then if you have Lakshay, nothing can stop you. So Lakshay is very important. Then when you have goal, you have roadmap, So learn from movies like this. Don't watch it just for fun. So a person who has faith and is devoted to the pursuit of truth, you have to be devoted, and has mastery over the senses. Then he realized that I have to control them, be into sattvikta. Then he attains this gyan. He attains it. Please understand, he attains this gyan. It comes from within. You don't have to read it. You don't have to memorize it. You may not know a single shlok, which I don't, by the way. I can say that to you. Not even the simple ones like the Karmanya Varidis. I don't know. I'm sorry. So, if you don't know a single shlok, still the gyan comes from within. It comes from within. because you have experienced it. Having gained that knowledge, such a person soon reaches supreme peace. Then, once that Gyan comes from within, he reaches to the supreme peace, which is the bliss, realizing, oh, I am in this world, this is me, and I am this, which some people call I am that. But one who is ignorant, this shlok is very important, but one who is ignorant, so we talked about one who has faith, what happens to that person. But one who is ignorant, lacks faith, and is filled with doubt is ruined. Even if you come to spirituality and you don't have faith, you may have some good karmas, you may be suffering, but God sent you here. You were redirected here because of some good karmas. Yet you don't have faith, you are full of doubts. You judge, you question, you have outward looking eyes, then you are ruined. You won't be able to seek the truth. For the doubting person, there is neither happiness in this world, nor in the next, nor peace. So, person who has doubt, who does not have faith, who judge, complains, argue, for that person, this world, in the present time, there is no happiness because he's always complaining, arguing, judging, doubting. And there is no happiness in the next birth because obviously this birth you are sending wrong vibrations. So eventually you would hardly get any good vibrations back. And with that mind, who's confused and in doubt, will not get peace. So can karmas be burned? Yes. Today itself you can do that. Right now, just knowing, say this to yourself, it's done. It's done. Now what's left? What's left is just the mind to realize it. That's it. It's already done. You are already enlightened. You're already mukt. You found here, someone told you you are Atma. Over. What's left? Whole life, many births, you have been asking, what is my name? What's my name? What's my name? Now today I tell you your name is Atma. Should you not be in peace now? Should you not be? What's still missing? Just your mind has gone far, bring it back. That's it. But you need to first separate your mind with yourself. So easy, yet so hard. It looks hard because Maya confuses you. Karma are coming. Things are happening. Situations are happening. We are weak. Someone tells us something. We still have desires. We still want something. As long as you want something here, knowing the truth is hard. Because you still think something in this world you will get that will complete you. Something from the outside you will get, be that be anything. Validation, gratitude, appraisal, praise or compliment or something, or money, luxury, respect, love, something you are still expecting on the outside, like a beggar, you're standing there. You still want something, thinking that this will complete me. If I get this, I'll become happy. If someone gives me love, I'll be happy. If someone gives me respect, I'll be happy. If someone listens to me, I'll be happy. If someone respects me, I'm happy. If someone value me, I'm happy. If someone validates my decision, I am happy. This is what you're doing. But you're already happy. because someone doing this is not permanent. Someday someone will, and someday someone will not. Then what you will do? So this is what we need to realize. Someday some people will be nice to you, someday some people will be mean to you because of your own karmas, nobody else. Maybe someone also making new karmas, but that's based on their own nature. We don't have to define them. We don't have to judge anyone. We are not the judge. We are simply existing. We don't have to judge anyone. We just have to love everyone. And you can truly love someone if you respect them, if you be humble, when you treat other person as equal as you are. Equal. Not below, not above. Equal. So everyone is important. Everyone's value is good. Everyone is respectful. Everyone has something to say. Everyone has a story to tell. And every story is fake. You know why? Because it's part of this fake world. That's why. So today's session was, can karma be burnt? Can all the bondages of karma be removed? Yes. Just by attaining the knowledge. And how do you attain knowledge? Is by having unbreakable faith. With that yoga, that connection. How do you have knowledge? By yoga. How do you have yoga? Unbreakable faith. So it's quite simple. What you need to do next?